Good morning, friends. Today we are going to do a quick revision lecture on the numericals of the chapters of electricity. So you have done this chapter before, you have learned it thoroughly. Now let us go through a quick revision. These are the different formulae which are mentioned in the book. I hope you know all of these formulae. Q is equal to Ne, Q is the charge, N is the number of electrons, V is the charge of one electron, I is equal to Q by T, V is equal to IR, which is also called the Ohm's law. V is equal to W by Q, R is equal to rho L by A. This is the equivalent resistance in the series, the equivalent resistance in parallel. This is the power. Okay, so we have got a formula also. Power is work done in unit time. So P is W upon T, or V Q by T, because W is also, you can see this, V is equal to W by Q, so W is equal to V into Q. So VQ by T, Q by T is I, so VI, V is equal to I, so I square R. These are many formula given in the book which you have to use directly. This is the heat generated or the work done in a resistive circuit. So these are the different formula for a quick revision, and now I am going to do certain numericals to help you go through them. This is a very quick revision lecture, but you can go through the other lectures also which I have put on my channel. But this is a quick revision lecture about numericals. Okay. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10 19 charge flows through a conductor in 10 raised to minus 11 second. How much current flows? So the first formula we came through was I is equal to Q upon T. The charge flowing is how much? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, and the time taken is 10 raised to minus 11. So you know the calculation is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, and this power time goes on becomes 10 raised to 11. So we have 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 plus 11. Minus 19 plus 11 will give us minus 8. So ampere. This is the charge flowing through the conductor. The next numerical we have is how many electrons pass through a conductor in 0.2 second if the current passing is 0.5 ampere. So here the current given is 0.5 ampere. The time given is 0.2 second. So the current, so the charge, we got the formula I is equal to Q upon T, which gives us Q equal to IT. So I is 0.5, is already given in ampere, so we do not have to convert into the SI unit. Time is already given in seconds, so 0.5 to 0.2 is 0.10 ampere. This is the current. Now you have to find the number of electrons passing. So we know Q is equal to Ne, right? So Q is equal to Ne. So what will the Q give us? The total charge. And we have to find the number of electrons. Now this is 10 ampere. So again, if you use the formula, what do you get? The charge we got is, sorry, the charge is not in ampere, it is in coulomb. Very sorry, it is in coulomb. So we have got the coulomb is 0.1 coulomb charge, number of electrons, and the charge of one electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So number of electrons are 0.1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, or it is 1 upon 16 into 10 raised to 19. So if you divide 1 by 16, how much will you get? So if you divide and see, this is a 96 and 4 to the 32 and 80. We have got 0.0625 into 10 raised to 19, or 6.25 into 10 raised to 15 electrons. Now in the next numerical we have a toaster of resistance 100 ohm. So we have got a toaster of resistance 100 ohm. Let us write down R equal to 100 ohm is connected to a 220 volt line. So 220 volt is the line. Calculate the current draw. So here we directly apply Ohm's law. I is equal to V upon R. That is 220 upon 100 or 2.2 ampere. Again you see here the resistance is given in ohm and the voltage is given in volts, so the SI units are mentioned, so there is no need to make any change here. Now we got a sum based on the resistance. Calculate the resistance of a wire of length 60 centimeter. So here we have the length is 60 centimeter, or we'll make it 0.6 meter. So here we have to convert the SI, the unit into the SI unit into meter. The cross-sectional area is 1 millimeter square. Again, this is millimeter, has to be converted to meter square. So we know 1 millimeter is 1 upon 1000 meter. So 1 millimeter square will be 1 upon 1000 into 1000. That is 1 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter. Meter square. And rho is given, the specific resistance is given 2.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter. So do you remember the formula for resistance? R is equal to rho L by A. So rho L by A, we have rho 2.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 into L. L is 0.6 and A. A is 10 raised to minus 6. So it goes into the numerator, becomes 10 raised to 6. So 2.6 into 6 gives us 6. 1.56 into 10 raised to minus 2 ohm will be the resistance of the aluminium wire. Is it clear? So the length we have converted into a SI unit, the cross section area we have converted into the SI unit, and using the formula R is equal to rho L by A, we did the calculation and got the answer. The next numerical we have, the length of the conductor is 1 meter, so it is already in the SI unit. Cross section area A equal to 11 mm square. So like we did in the previous sum, it is 11 into 10 raised to minus 6 meter square. And the resistance is given 8 ohm. We have to find out the specific resistance. So R equal to rho L upon A. So rho equal to R into A upon L. So R is 8, A is 11 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon L. L is 1. So we have got 88 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. Now this unit is ohm meter. How we got ohm meter? 8 is ohm, area is in meter square and length is in meter. So 1 meter and the meter square gets cut. So we get ohm meter. Remember always the resistivity rho, the unit is ohm meter. There is a half mark for the unit, so to be very careful with the units. Next we have a bulb of resistance 484 ohm. So 484 ohm connected to a 220 volt line. how much current directly using Ohm's law I is equal to V by R. We have got 484 by 220. 22 tens are 22, 22s are, so we get 2.2 ampere. The bulb will draw 2.2 ampere current. A very simple sum using Ohm's law. Okay. Now we have got three resistors, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm connected in series. So we know the formula, resistance in series is R1 plus R2 plus R3. So that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 equal to 6 ohm. And also to check in parallel. So the formula, do you remember? We have got 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 equal to 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3. So the LCM is 6. So we get 6 plus 3 plus 2 upon 6. That is 11 upon 6. So 1 upon Rp is 11 upon 6. So Rp equal to 6 by 11 ohm. That will be our answer in parallel. Okay. Now we have got an electric heater of resistance 1000 ohm is connected to main supply for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Time is 15 minutes. Current flowing I. The current flowing is 5 ampere. How much heat is produced? The question asks is how much it is produced. So heat produced, I told you, is equal to work done. And the formula, if you remember, is I square RT, where I is in ampere, that is 5 into 525. Resistance is in ohm. So we have got 1000. And time should be in second, but here time is given in minutes. So to convert minute into second, we multiply by 60. So we have got 15 6 are 90, 90 5s are 450, 450 5s are 2250. So 2250 into 10 raised to 3 and 4. 10 raised to 4 joule. Or to convert, you can write 2.25 into 10 raised to 1, 2, 3 plus 4. So 10 raised to 7 joule. 2.25 to 10 raised to 7 joule heat is produced when a 1000 ohm resistor has current flowing 5 ampere for 15 minutes. The same way as the next question, the heater has got is rated at 1000 watt. Means now the power is 1000 watt and the time is 2 hours. Okay, time is 2 hours. Now we have to calculate how much heat is produced. So we know the formula, power equal to work done upon time taken. For work done is the heat produced is power into time. The power given is 1000 watt and the time is 2 hours. So 2 hours will be 2 and into 3600 because 1 hour is 3600 seconds. So we get 7 to 00000 joule. Or that is 7.2 into 10 raised to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 raised to 6 joule is the heat produced. So these sums are based on the work done or the heat produced. Next we have electric motor of having current 10 ampere. The voltage line is 220 volt. We have to determine the power of the motor. So power is given as V into I. So that is 220 into 10. It is 2200 watt. Now the energy consumed in 1 hour. Electrical energy is given in kilowatt hour. So we have to convert this watt into kilowatt. So kilowatt is 2.2 kilowatt. 2000 watt is 2.2 kilowatt. So the energy consumed is 2.2 kilowatt into the time. It is given 1 hour, so you just keep it 1 hour. So it becomes 2.2 kilowatt hour. Now kilowatt hour is the unit of electrical, yes, electrical unit. So 2.2 electrical unit energy is consumed. This is the total energy consumption. Next we have a resistance. Here is given 10 ohm. The current is 15 ampere and the time taken is 2 hours. The current is flowing. How much heat is developed? So heat, the formula Joule's law of heating is I square RT. So I square is 15 into 15, resistance is 10 and time we convert into 3600. Why? Because here we have to calculate the heat and heat is given in joules. So how do you calculate joules? Yes. So to calculate into joules, we have to go to the SI unit because joule is the SI unit of heat or the work done. So you have to convert the time into seconds. So the time is 2 hours. It is 2 into 3600 seconds. So you got 15 into 15 is 225. 225 into 2 is 450. So 450, this is 45 into 36 we need to do. 135. 0 70 0 2 1620 0 into 10 into 100. That is 162,000,000 or 1.62 into 10 raised to 7 joule. It is the heat produced. Also to produce, calculate the power of the heater. So P is equal to V into I or I square R. So for the power you only don't have to take the time. The power is 15 into 15 into 10. So 2250 watt is the power. Means in 1 second it draws 2250 watt. So in 2 hours it takes 1.62 into 10 raised to 7 joule. Now this is a logical question. Let us see. A wire of resistance R is cut into 3 equal parts and they are connected in parallel. Find the resistance of the combination now. So if you cut R into 3 equal parts, each part becomes R by 3, R by 3, R by 3. Because you are cutting the resistance into 3 equal parts. Now when you arrange them in parallel, the formula is 1 upon Rp parallel, 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. So we get 1 upon R by 3 plus 1 upon R by 3 plus 1 upon R by 3, or that is 3 by R plus 3 by R plus 3 by R, or 9 by R. So 1 upon Rp is 9 by R. So Rp is equal to R upon 9. So initially the resistance was R and now it has become R by 9. Means the resistance has become 1/9 of the original resistance. So by cutting the wire into 3 equal parts and joining in parallel, the resistance becomes 1/9 of the original resistance. This sum can be asked as an MCQ, so kindly go through this once again. Now we have got some diagram based numericals. 4 resistors of 2 ohm are joined to form a square. So what do we have? We have 4 resistors of 2 ohm, 2 ohm. They are joined to form a square. Calculate the current resistance in the combination between any two adjacent terminals AD and BC. So we are applying a battery. Now what have they given? You can apply the battery at AD here or you can apply the battery here at AD or BC. So when you apply the battery, let us say this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. So between this there is only one resistance, but here there is another path for the resistance to flow. So you can see when we take this arrangement, these three are in series. So there the resistance becomes 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6 ohm. So this equivalent resistance has become, I can write here 6 ohm, taking the three resistance. And these two are now in parallel. So we got 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 6, or that is equal to 3 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6 equal to 4 upon 6 equal to 2 upon 3. So the Rp is now reciprocal, that is 3 upon 2, that is 1.5 ohm. So when the battery is attached at the point A and the point D, remember this, when the battery is attached here, these three resistances are in series and the equivalent of these two are in parallel. So the total resistance of the circuit becomes 1.5 ohm. Now in the next numerical we have a very simple numerical. Calculate the effective resistance, the current. Okay. So first we calculate the effective resistance. So you can see this battery, positive and negative. So there is only one path for the current to flow. Since there is one path, they are both are in series. So the equivalent resistance is 5 plus 10 or just 15 ohm. Right? 15 ohm. Now the current. So current is calculated by Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. The battery is 2 volt and it is 15. Yes, so it is 2 by 15 ampere is the current flowing through the circuit. Now to calculate the potential difference across the 10 ohm resistor, only the 10 ohm resistor. Now what do you know? In a series circuit, the current remains the same. Current remains the same, but the voltage changes. So this should be V1 and this should be V2. Now we know V is equal to V1 plus V2, means the total is 2. But how much is V1 and how much is V2? So we'll take V2 is equal to I2 R2. But the I is same for both. That is 2 by 15 ampere. And the resistance 2 is 10 ohm. So I put a 10 here. So 5 2s are, 5 3s are, or 4 by 3 volt. So what you can see here, the voltage passing through this 10 ohm resistance is 4 by 3 volt. The sum ends here, but just for your sake, what will V1 be equal to? V1 equal to I1, that is 2 by 15 into 5. So 5 1s are, 5 3s are, you get 2 by 3. Now check what I told you. V is equal to V1 plus V2. So V1 is 2 by 3, V2 is 4 by 3, that is 6 by 3, which gives you 2 volt, which was the initial voltage of the battery. In the next numerical we have a 12 volt battery is connected as the arrangement shown in the figure. Now what is the arrangement you see? This is the positive side, this is the negative side. Now there is one path for the current to flow, so these two are in series. In the same way these two are in series. So series on the top is 10 plus 20 equal to 30 ohm, and so in the same way the resistance below, these two are in series. So the equivalent resistance is 5 plus 25, that is 30 ohm. So here the equivalent resistance is 30 ohm, here it is 30 ohm. Now these two are in parallel because there are two ways for the current to pass, means these two are in parallel. So equivalent resistance 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Now here the R1 we consider is the whole thing and the R2 we consider is the whole thing. So we have 1 upon 30 plus 1 upon 30, that is 2 upon 30 or 1 upon 50. So taking the reciprocal, Rp is equal to 15 ohm. So the effective resistance of this circuit is 15 ohm. Now we have to find the total current flowing through the circuit. So total current will get by Ohm's law, I is equal to V upon R. The voltage is how much volt? 12 volt. So 12 upon 15. So we have got 3 4s are, 3 5s are. So 4 upon 5 is 0.8 ampere. So 0.8 ampere is the total current flowing through the circuit. Okay, and if you want to see further, then let us see one more numerical. Here we are given in the diagram 3 resistances in parallel. Now, how do you know again they are in parallel? Because there are 3 paths for the current to flow, means they are in parallel. You have to first find the total effective resistance of the circuit. So you have got 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. It is 1 upon 5 plus 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 30. The LCM is 30, so you get 6 plus 3 plus 1 upon 30 equal to 10 upon 30 equal to 1 upon 3. So 1 upon Rp is 1 upon 3, so Rp is equal to 3 ohm. The equivalent resistance of the circuit is 3 ohm. Now the total current passing through the circuit, again by Ohm's law, we get 6 upon, that is I equal to V upon R equal to 6 upon 3, that is 2 ampere. 2 ampere is the total current flowing through the circuit. Okay, but we also to find the current through each resistor. Now if you remember, in parallel the voltage remains the same in all, the current is changing. Okay, so the voltage remains the same but the current is changing. So I1 is equal to V1 upon R1, but V1 is V, which is 6 volt, and R1 is 5. So current passing through the first resistance, this 5 resistance is 6 by 5 ampere. Current passing through R2, that is 10 ohm, is 6 upon 10 ampere. The current passing through the third resistor, that is 30 ohm, is 6 upon 30 ampere. So current I1 is 6 by 5. The current I2 is 6 by 10, and the current I3 is 6 by 30. But if you want to verify, you can see I will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So you can find the I1, that is 6 upon 5, I2 is 6 upon 10, and I3 is 6 upon 30. If you take out the 6 common, you get 1 upon 5, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 30. Which you already got is the parallel resistance, which you got 1 by 3. Yes, you got it 1 by 3 here. So 6 into 1 by 3 is what you get, 2 ampere. The total current which we got was 2 ampere, and we have just verified it. One more numerical to see. Now this is a little mixed diagram. First we have to find the resultant resistance. Okay, so what you can see, this is the positive part, this is the negative part. Here there are 2 directions for the current to flow. So these 2 are in parallel. So first we'll find the parallel. 1 upon Rp equal to 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 5 equal to 1 upon 10 plus 2 upon 10 equal to 3 upon 10, or Rp equal to 10 upon 3 ohm. So the equivalent resistance of this 2 is become now 10 upon 3 ohm. And this resistance, the equivalent of this 2 and this, are now in series. So the total resistance R on the circuit will be 10 by 3 ohm plus 7 ohm. That is 10 plus 21 upon 3 is 31 by 3 ohm. So the equivalent resistance of the whole circuit is how much? 31 by 3 ohm. Now we have to find the total current. So total current I is equal to V by R. V is 6 volt and R is 31 by 3, goes into the reciprocal. So 6 into 3 by 31 is 18 by 31. 18 by 31 ampere is the equivalent current passing I. current I passing through the circuit. Okay, but I will be, this will also be I. The current will break up here into I1 and I2, but this will remain I. So how do we calculate that I? To calculate the I, you will have to use which formula? The formula I is equal to V upon R. Okay, we have to find the voltage across the 7 ohm resistance. So the formula will be V is equal to IR. Now the current passing was how much? 18 by 31 volt, and the resistance is 7. So 18 7 is 126 upon 31 will be the current passing through the 7 ohm resistor. But if you see the current passing here and to the 7 ohm resistor is the same. Only the current splits up at the 10 ohm and the 5 ohm. Now just for your sake, if you are told to find, yes, this becomes a little complex sum, but if you are told to find, it is not in the syllabus, but just for your understanding. So here I am going to end this lecture. This was just a revision lecture to make the use of all the formula and the different numericals which can be asked in the exam.